Oh yeah.
Here we are live at the debate,
Testing.
the chip debate.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started with our first race. It is for Lorain City Council, Ward 6. The candidates for this race are Angel Arroyo Jr., Democrat, and Aaron C. Knapp, Republican. It'll be, I believe, Aaron's first time running for office, and Angel has been in council before. So we welcome both of you, and we're going to start with opening statements. And we'd like to start with Mr. Arroyo. Your opening statement. You will have 1 minute for each question, and 1 minute to introduce yourself, and 1 minute to close.
All right, thank you. Good evening. My name is Angel Arroyo. I'm the 6th Ward candidate and also the 6th Ward councilman for South Lorain. I'll keep this brief and not too long. This is not my first rodeo here with CHIP or in City Council, and I have the experience. At the time when I first came on City Council, we had a budget, and probably we'll talk about it, where we had a deficit. And as a rookie councilman coming on the City Council, I didn't run, I didn't claim victim, I stood strong, we were able to fight the problem, and we were able to bring our city out of the deficit and the positive and continue to move forward. So during these next few minutes during our conversation, you'll hear some of the plans that we have, some of my experience, and what I will continue to do as your city councilman.
Okay, Mr. Knapp, your opening statement, please.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Aaron Knapp, and as everyone is well aware, this is my first time here, and I do appreciate everybody having us tonight. I'm a social worker, and I ended up addressing everybody through street repairs in Lorain. One of my big issues has always been infrastructure within the city. I am running because I wanted to step up and I wanted to serve my community. I've lived in South Lorain now for over 5 years. My daughter goes to school here. She attends high school here at this high school, and I want to make this place the best place it can possibly be. And I think that a little fresh blood wouldn't hurt to have on council. So thank you very much, and I hope to enlighten you tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Knapp. The first question will be addressed to you, Mr. Knapp, and that question is, currently, citizens are allowed time to cite concerns, grievances to the Lorain City Council. However, council does not respond after being addressed. Do you agree with this procedure? Why or why not?
I don't agree with the procedure, actually. I believe that citizens have the right to be heard. They should be heard. I believe that the citizens should get a longer time, actually 3 minutes. And if we have to stay, we have to stay, because that's who we work for. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that along the way, that we work for the citizens. So to merely sit up there and dismiss them and say, oh, we don't take comments here, or we only take comments here, we don't answer questions, that's unacceptable. And so what I'd like to see happen is an open forum where we can actually address these issues and have the citizens have a time to be heard and to have their concerns addressed. Because currently there's no way to really address your concerns other than email, and usually those don't get answered. So thank you, and I understand your frustration as a citizen.
Thank you, Mr. Knapp. Mr. Arroyo, the same question.
Appreciate you asking that question. My first term on City Council, the City Council had 0 opportunity for City Council to speak at any meeting besides a committee meeting. Within the first, I want to say 5 months, it was brought to City Council, and I voted for it to be approved. It was not approved by other City Council members. Before I left City Council, it was brought to City Council again, and I voted again for residents of the City of Lorain to continue to speak at City Council meetings. So yes, I support this 100%, and yes, I do believe that city members should be able to speak longer. And if they have a concern, they're more than welcome to come to the committee meetings, but at the same time, 100% believe that city members should speak and should have a longer time to speak as City Council members, and I've stood behind that 100% since being in office.
All right, so moving on to your second question, Mr. Arroyo, we're going to start with you. What do you believe would be the greatest challenge for the city of Lorain during the next 2 years, and how should it be addressed?
So I continue to believe, still continue to move forward as a city. Some of the battles that we have, and we're gonna see over the next few years, is gonna be that budget again. We're gonna have to figure out how to hold a budget and continue to promote our community. That's something that, again, I have the history in our city council with fighting a budget in the negative and being able to not only fight to keep our budget, but fight to keep our firefighters and police officers working without having to send them home. Also, another big issue in our city is going to continue to be our infrastructure. It's going to be our streets. And over the last 4 years and 8 months, I can say in South Lorraine, we've gotten over $5 million of new streets while I'm the city councilman. I can say that over the last 10 years, starting from 2016, that we've gotten over $8 million in new sewer lines. So yes, we have some issues, but yes, you have the experience sitting right here as your city councilman to continue to fight these battles.
Thank you, Mr. Arroyo. Now, Mr. Knapp, the same question. If elected, how do you hope to what do you believe will be the greatest challenge for the city of Lorraine during the next 2 years, and how should it be addressed?
Number one, obviously, is the budget. I've already rewritten a proposed budget for the city of Lorraine that reduces the amount of spending. The main issue that we have right now is that we're spending way too much money on our administrative staff. Like 80% of our budget goes to the administrative staff. And what exactly are they doing for us besides trying to throw us in jail or denying records requests? So what I have to bring to city council is an ability to actually show some transparency in those matters so that the people are represented properly by a government that hears them, and a government that wants to spend money in an appropriate way. The fact that we are spending so much money on lawsuits because no one bothers to get trained or care about themselves or their city is a problem for me. So I think that's the biggest issue moving forward, is to get a budget that's in the black for once. I do agree that the current incarnation of council and the previous incarnations of council have definitely led us into this deficit. So yeah, the experience that you have sitting at this table is how to make a deficit, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Knapp. Okay, we'll go on to the next question, and we will begin this question, kind of a follow-up with you. Mr. Knapp, we'll start with you. Question number 7 on your sheet. If you could change one thing in the way council meetings are conducted, what would it be and why?
Only one? Well, I think the big issue that I have with council, and I don't want to readdress the fact that we're not speaking directly to council, to the citizenry. I believe that right now we have too many power struggles going on within the actual council itself. Too many people questioning the president, too many people within city council who have strife. The whole reason why we have diversity in PERT classes is because previous incarnations of council can't be polite to each other. So I think the one thing I would change is maybe make council a little bit nicer to each other and make sure that they follow their own rules that they write at the beginning of every one of their 2-year terms.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Knapp. Mr. Arroyo, if you could change one thing in the way council meetings are conducted, what would it be and why?
I think the only thing that I would change, because city council is run, we're there to address issues. We're not there to kumbaya. We're there to make sure that our situations that we handle with our residents, that we handle them correctly. And if we disagree, that's perfectly fine. A debate is always good. I would think so, right? That's what you like. So I think a debate would be perfectly fine. So it's okay that we don't always get along. The main thing for us to do is to make sure that we get everything correct for the citizens of the city of Lorraine. So the only thing that I would change, because we're there to handle the issues, is probably add a little bit more time for residents to speak, which is something I've been in support of since the beginning of my time in city council. Thank you.
And stop everything as an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Arroyo. The next question will be addressed to Mr. Arroyo first, which is number 10 on your sheet. How do you feel about undocumented workers in terms of the current tactics being deployed by ICE in communities around the country?
I've never been shy to speak about ICE and my disagreement with ICE harassing families that have been in our communities working. I've also always been outspoken about, if you get caught doing something like crossing the border, then you have to be able to deal with the issues that come along with that. But at the same time, we have to look at every single issue separately, because people come for different reasons. If it takes 9, 12, 18, or 24 months to come to our country because there's some chaos or some danger going on in your community, then we have to also start a fast process to be able to let those citizens, for their safety, if they're law-abiding citizens, to be able to stay here. And for our government to be attacking citizens that have been here 20 or 30 years, working, taking care of their family, is a crime itself. We talk about, or they talked about, wanting to build a wall, but more importantly, sending all of our ICE agents to cities to pick up supposedly rapists, murderers, and sexual offenders, like they've done in Sandusky, like they've done in other areas in our city. It's time for us to stand up and say, go back and protect our border. I stand behind that 100%, and if you've been here for that long working and providing, then I demand that our children be able to keep their parents, because they have a right to keep their parents, because those family members have not been doing anything besides possibly being undocumented. And I know that frustrates some people, but I'm not afraid to say that. We are all undocumented at one time, and so I stand by those that have been here providing for our families, and if ICE wants to come to Lorain, I have no problem standing against them harassing our families that have been here working.
Thank you, Mr. Arroyo. Mr. Knapp, same question. How do you feel about undocumented workers in terms of the current tactics being deployed by ICE in communities around the country?
Well, actually, there's two questions there that need to be addressed. One is, how do you feel about undocumented workers? And the other one is how they're being treated by ICE. I believe there's a process for everybody to become documented. I believe that everybody has the right to citizenship and should be treated with equal respect. I typically disagree with my Republican counterparts on most matters when it comes to this, including the way ICE is handling matters. I don't think that ICE has the right to go around just grabbing citizens off the street. Undocumented or documented alike, there's still due process. We have that thing in America, a constitution and due process that everybody deserves. So when you start yanking people off the street, and that's what we're doing, mind you, it's not just, just because somebody looks a certain color, we don't just pull them off the street and put them into holding and then disappear them from the country. So I have a very big issue with the way things are being handled right now. And as a social worker, I can't stand behind persecuting any person, people, or culture. So I don't stand by it. And I was glad when Sheriff Hall initially refused to cooperate with ICE without some sort of a mandate from the government that released him from that. So thank you very much.
Okay, so that concludes the question portion, but you will both get 1 minute for closing statements. Mr. Knapp, we'll start with you.
Well, for everybody out there, I mean, if you haven't found me on the internet, you've probably seen me around town. I believe that change is necessary, and as a social worker, change is what I bring. And it may not be the most welcome thing for a lot of people, but we have rules, we have laws, and we're supposed to follow them for a reason. Tonight you're going to hear from judges, you're going to hear from city leaders, you've heard from the sheriff. All of us follow rules, and we all follow the laws. And I think some of us have forgotten about that along the way. And the way that you fix that is by electing somebody that is an outsider, or as my friend Lorraine Ritchie would say, a Johnny-come-lately. I am a Johnny-come-lately, and maybe that's what you need here. Somebody that's not stuck in the mire of what you've already been dealing with every single day. Look around, the corruption is everywhere. And you have no further to look than your government that's there right now. I'm not them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Arroyo, your 1 minute.
I appreciate it. I think it's clear and simple where we stand. I've only been back on city council for 9 months. And in them 9 months, we started to see more progress in South Lorain.
No, you didn't.
Mr. Knapp is correct. I haven't been around for the last 5 years. You have. And there has been no progress besides a few videos seen on social media. But in the last 9 months, you could say that there's been $800,000 new dollars, or $1.3 million new dollars in new roads that's been going on. You could say that in the last few weeks, there's been conversations about the Save-A-Lot property for new businesses going on. You could say that during my time in council, during my 4 years on council, that we've had over We've had over $250,000 in Oakwood Park when they wanted to destroy Oakwood Park. We've had new sewer lines, new water lines, $2.4 million in new safety vehicles in the city of Lorraine, with $350,000 of a new fire truck for South Lorraine. So when you want to talk about somebody that has been active and has been around, that knows the city, that knows the history, we took out water lines in South Lorraine that were wooden in my first term. So that's somebody that's active. That's someone that's not afraid to say, you know what, I blew it, I messed up, but I'm back again, and I'm here. I carry this coin, why? Because it gives me the strength to continue to do what I can do and moving forward. So I ask you to vote on November 4th for the experience, for someone that's been able to make action happen from the beginning, and is not afraid to make any comments face to face, that's here. And if you see me on social media, say something, but if you see me in person, don't hold your tongue. Vote for me on November 4th. God bless you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Knapp and Mr. Arroyo. That concludes the Lorraine City Council's 6th ward race. We're going to take a short break as we transition to the Lorraine City Clerk of Courts.
That's it. And now I'm out.